Good morning. I'm going to go over your animal research project activity. This is our culminating that we are doing for the year, and I wanted to show you the different stages of what we are doing. So, first of all, if you go back into the assignments from earlier in the year, you can see your animal research project that you started, and you had a chart. So, you chose an animal and you were filling out the chart based on the animal. So, when you go down to your assignments, you go literacy. In the writing category, you can see your animal research project is right here, and you should be able to see the work you've done already. If you were to open that, you can see that you have already entered the information that you need to know. So, what's your animal's habitat? So, in this case, the students is Africa, where what your animal typically lives in, the tall grasses. Are they a herbivore, an omnivore, carnivore? They're a carnivore. You already have this information. Now, what we need to do is transfer it into your book. So, if we go to the announcements for Thursday, June the 10th, I've made a link for each one of you, a slideshow where you can change the information to make it specific to your animal. So you're going to choose whoever you are, you're going to click on the link and it's going to open. So here's mine. If you look at mine, you can see there's a ton of slides here. You guys only have 4 slides initially. You've got your title slide, which says Animal Research Project, your story title. This slide will be one of the last ones that you do. Your title does not usually get chosen until you're finished writing. Next, we've got our instruction slide. So it says each time a slide is added, there will be some text that is in a different color. These colors indicate the parts of the story you need to change so it is about your animal. You may change other parts of the story, but you don't have to, and you can be creative. So slides 1, 2, and 3 are introductory. Now we come to slide 4. So this is what you are going to do every time I add a slide or 2 or 3. Today you've only got to do 1. So once upon a time, there was a little diamondback rattlesnake named Herbert. I'm not doing a diamondback rattlesnake for my project. I'm going to do a sloth. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to say, once upon a time, there was a little 3-toed sloth. You could do big, tiny, huge, fat, skinny. There was a little 3-toed sloth named Herbert. You could leave the name Herbert. It would be cool if you changed it. So I'm going to say George. Everywhere that it's green is their name. And I could even copy. So I'm going to highlight the name, Control C, and everywhere that I see a green, I'm going to change it to George. Okay? So once upon a time, there was a little 3-toed sloth named George. George lived in the hot desert in the southern United States. Sloths are not from the southern United States. So I would go back to my animal chart that I had already completed, and I would see that the 3-toed sloth is living in a tropical forest in Central or South America. I need to pick one of those locations. I can't use both. So I'm going to say that George lived in the I'm going to actually change that to a tropical forest. So tropical forest in South America. And I'm going to change this the to just because I like how it sounds better. George lived in a tropical forest in South America. And every day he would get up and travel to school. George didn't like school. The other animals in his class all seemed to be perfect, and George was not. So that slide is done. I've corrected everything. I've made it fit my animal. And now what I want to do is take out these highlights so that I know that this slide is done. So I'm just going to copy this whole thing or highlight the whole thing here. I'm going to go up to my highlight color and I'm going to go down here to transparent and click that. And now I can tell really quickly by looking that this slide has been completed. Okay, and that's it. That is all you have to do for your first slide. We are going to continue with the rest of the slides over the next week, but for now, that's all you have to do. You don't have to submit it. You don't have to do anything because I already have access to it, but you need to make sure that that particular slide is completed, and that's how you do all the rest of them going forward. If you have any questions, make sure you check with myself or one of the EAs, and we can all help you.